Pro Football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season. So he does two things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
Two things at once!
Or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
Two things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work podcast, where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
Thank you very much for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. I have a special guest for you today. She is an award-winning master business coach. She's an serial entrepreneur. She's an author. She's a CEO. You know what's special about her? She has a lineage based off of entrepreneurship. And maybe she'll talk to us about it a little bit today. Maybe we'll get into that. But I really encourage you to listen to some of her past episodes, her interviews, things like that. That talks a little bit more about that. But I appreciate her for coming on today. She is a pleasure. She is my friend, my forever friend. Her name is Collette Portis. Thank you very much, Collette, for coming on today.
You're welcome, Maurice. Thank you for having me. This is going to be fun. And yes, we will be forever friends.
Yes. So question, Collette. One of the things that I hear people talking about, one of their questions or they're struggling with, why should they hire a business coach? Because that's something that I see a lot of people struggling with. So based off of your past, do you think your grandparents or whoever it was could have used a business coach, and why would it be important? But ultimately, let's answer the first question. Why should someone hire a business coach?
Yeah, that is a great question. But to that question, I ask, why would somebody hire a football coach? Why would somebody hire a basketball coach? Why did Jordan have multiple coaches?
He did.
Because he wanted to be his best. And he wanted to shorten the time between him starting something and succeeding in it. And that's the reason why you want to hire a coach. You want to hire a coach that has experience in getting people to where you want to be. Not just any coach. Every coach is different. We all do something different.
Right.
So you want to find that coach that has done what you need to get done. You know why? Because like Sojourner Truth, they know what tree to turn at. They know what house to go to. They know where to stop and where not to stop. If you try to figure that out on your own, it could take you 50 years to figure out on your own what somebody already spent 50 years doing that can help you to get there in 2 years. That's the reason you want to hire a coach. Your question was, do I think my family would have been found more success had they hired a coach? Absolutely. Listen, your coach should do two things for you. Number one, your coach should move you from being an employee in your company to being the CEO of your company. And here's what that means. If you bake cakes, you own a bakery.
Right.
If you're the CEO, you're baking 20% of the time, one, to keep your skills sharpened, to innovate. And the rest of that 80% of the time, you are running your company, overseeing, looking at sales, looking at reports, looking across your markets and all of that.
Right.
Your coach should be moving you to that 80-20. Something magical about 80-20, right? It applies in so many different places.
It does.
Secondarily, your coach should be the one that's helping you to overcome whatever that challenge is that is preventing you from getting to the next level. But let me say that with just a little bit of caution. And here's why. Because it's my belief that it's never a setback unless you quit. Okay? It's just another level. So think about it this way. When you graduated from elementary school,
yes,
right? Before you graduated, you were the king of the mountain. You knew the lay of the land. You knew everything. Y'all were making the rules, right?
Right.
But once you graduated into middle school, you were the peon. You didn't know anything. You didn't know what a bathroom was, what time lunch was. Do people really eat this food here? You didn't know any of that.
Right.
Life is a series of levels. It didn't stop because we got out of school. It just continued. So your coach needs to be able to either get you to level 10.9 and or get you to level 11.1 and beyond. They should always be pushing you through those levels. You will likely change coaches at those levels. So don't be disappointed because you've outgrown a coach. That just means you're at the next level and they don't have what it takes to get you through the next one. That's all.
So how do you deal with when people are not finding the right coach? Where can they go to find coaches or someone that can inspire them to get to the next level? Because sometimes you get to someone and you realize, I've been with you for 5 years, I've been with you for 10 years, I'm gonna ride out with you, but they have not progressed you as much as you think you could have. What do you think, or how can someone find that person that's going to push them to another level, if you will?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question from both sides. I'm going to answer that question as if you were a coach, and I'm going to answer that question as if you were another type of business owner looking for a coach. If you're another type of business owner looking for a coach, the very first thing you want to do before you strike out to find a coach, what are the top 3 problems in your company that keep you up at night? Write them down on a piece of paper, right? And when you're interviewing coaches or you're looking for coaches, first off, never believe the hype. Never believe the hype. Maurice, I've been doing this for 30 years. It's been a long time. So I got a little bit of experience, right?
Yes.
About 3 months ago, I was talking to a business owner who spent $250,000 in 90 days on a coach that didn't help them to get anywhere.
Wow.
You know why? Because they believed the hype. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie. Right?
Right.
When you are interviewing a coach and you're looking at those top 3 problems, right? And let me tell y'all something. One of your top 3 problems is not social media. Maybe connecting with your customer, but not social media. Okay?
Right.
Or marketing. Maybe connecting with your customer, but not social media or marketing. Those are symptoms of the problem. Figure out what your problem is, not what the symptoms of the problem is. And then ask them for data. And then ask them for references. Who do they have? Who can they connect you with so you can ask real questions of that person, right?
Right.
To determine whether or not this person can actually get you to where you want to go. So that's if you're just a regular business person looking for a coach. If you are a coach, what you need to do is make sure that you have data. You have real numbers. You have real references. You have real case studies. And don't just, and here's the hype again. Don't just believe the case study that somebody set on their website, right? If you're a coach, embed that client's video into that case study. So they know that you didn't just write this on your own. You got the client backing you up.
Right.
And make sure that client has on their logo and all of that kind of stuff. So we know for sure that it is that client vouching for you, because people believe 20% of what you say about yourself and 100% of what somebody else says about you.
Wow.
Yes.
So what do you think makes a successful entrepreneur, CEO, when they come away from that business coach? You know, how should they feel from that experience?
Let me tell you, a great business coach is going to stretch you. I tell people all the time, listen, don't come work for me if you don't want to work. Don't hire me if you don't want to work. There's a book by Tim. I cannot remember his last name, but he was Michael Jordan's coach. He was LeBron James' coach, Kobe Bryant's coach, all of that. And when he talks about what he put them through, your coach needs to be stretching you and not allowing you to be comfortable. If you are with your coach and it's a good time all the time and you are so comfortable and they never make you do stuff that you didn't want to do,
right?
Because I tell you, sometimes Kobe and Jordan didn't want to run that play,
right?
But they didn't have a choice, right? Your coach should be stretching you. If your coach is not stretching you and y'all are just friends, you're probably wasting your money. And you should be able to do a 90-day, your coach should be doing a 90-day check-in with you to see and show you how you've progressed with them. I have clients that have been with me 8 years. So, you know why? Because my number one rule, if you're a coach, I don't care if you're a coach or not, if you're in business, the number one rule is always be learning.
Right, correct.
If you're personally developing yourself, then your client doesn't outgrow you, right? But they've been with me for so long because every 90 days they can see, they get a snapshot. Here's how you've grown, and they're like, we're not giving that up, right?
So the reason why I ask, because a lot of people in their comfortability, they stick around probably way too long, and so a lot of times I say to individuals, you should be uncomfortable every step of this way, because that means you're growing, you're seeing something different, you're hearing information, you're like, wow, you know what, I'm falling short here, but this is where I can actually grow. You know, so how do you continually stay uncomfortable? That's why I asked that question, which is what you pointed out. You're uncomfortable throughout the whole process. You know, when you listen to stories about Kobe being up at 4 o'clock in the morning, practicing, he goes eat breakfast, be with the kids. He practices again, things like that. Everyone is not built that way.
Yeah. But Maurice, here's what happens. So it is my belief that everything that happened to us is for a reason. If we slow down enough to wonder about why that thing is happening, we can overcome it. There's a lot of people who are burned out, especially business owners and entrepreneurs. They're like, I'm burned out. You know why you're burned out? Because that is the point. Before you experienced the actual burnout was the point in which you needed to engage a coach. Your fundamentals, something was going on with your fundamentals. You wasn't shooting that thing right. But you just kept shooting. You kept shooting until you wore yourself out, but you keep shooting the wrong way. You don't realize you need to bring your elbow in just a little bit. Right? And your coach gonna tell you, bring your elbow in just a little bit. And every time you push that elbow out, that coach gonna push that elbow back in until it becomes knee jerk and you got the arch just right on that ball. So it's nothing but net. Right. That's the point of a coach. When you feel overwhelmed and you feel burned out, it's time to engage a coach, because what is happening is you keep doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same results, and that is where frustration lives.
Right.
In order to get out of the obscurity and the frustration, you got to have somebody to come in and look and go, oh man, it's just that one little thing. I tell my clients, you're driving the car. I'm the one in the helicopter hovering above you. But you got to trust me when I say take that exit, and I know it's 29 exits before the one you're supposed to take. But I'm telling you that because I see the danger down the road that's going to hold you up for the next 5 days.
Wow.
Right? That's what a coach does.
Right. One of the things that I would like to ask also, kind of backtracking a little bit, you had mentioned about social media marketing, right? And people concentrate so heavily on that because they think that's what's going to sell their business, their reputation, their brand, right? They not understand what is brand. So my question is, what's one thing they should be concentrating on? We don't want to get on the whole secret right now because we want them to come and visit your website, Red Development Group, your social media, all that type of stuff. So what's something that you think people should be concentrating on? Just one.
First thing first is where's your magic?
Mm-hmm.
What are you the greatest at? Right? We try to do too many things. So I'm going to open a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you something. I light up when I make cookies. Right? Tips, treats, people love it. All they make is cookies. And when you go in there, you got about 8 options. And that's going to be it. But they are an international brand.
Right.
Because they focused on where their magic was. They ain't trying to make you no bundt cake. You're not getting no banana pudding out of there. You're going to get these cookies. We're going to warm them up. And that's going to be the end of that. And we're going to give you 2 extra, a month. But the rest of these 6 are going to stay the same. And you're going to like them. And you're going to keep eating them. You know why? Because we've perfected them.
Right.
Where's your magic first? And then who do you apply your magic to? Let me tell you, if your customer is everybody, your customer is nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Wow. You said a whole mouthful right there, Collette.
I'm just saying.
You have. So, like I said, I just want people to reach out to you, right? And find out what you have going on. So where can they find that information right now?
As you mentioned earlier, they can go to reddevelopmentgroup.com. If you just Google Collette Portis, you'll find tons of stuff.
Yeah,
you can definitely find us on Instagram. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Facebook. And let me tell you something, Maurice, I will admit that our social media is not like everybody. We ain't out there every day because we work over here. Yeah, we work over here. So
cool. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. But the other piece is, I am a stickler for not doing what everybody says you have to do in order to be successful. So there's this idea that you have to be and you have to do this on social media in order to be successful.
Right.
And I'm proof that that's not true. There are businesses that we don't even know anything about. And they're never on social media. They've never been and they never will be. But I'm also on purpose about if I put something out there, it's relevant. When my audience hears from me, they get good stuff from us. Okay. It's not getting something from us just because we had to put something out there. We put something out there because it moved us. Right. And so we want to share it with our audience as well. So that's really where they can find me. The best information is going to be at reddevelopmentgroup.com, checking out our blog, checking out our newsletter. I have a column called Dear Coach Red. It's like the Dear Abby column. So if you want to get on my website and send me a problem, we'll solve your problem in the Dear Coach Red column. Okay. And it's really fun. I love doing that. So that's how they can find me.
Cool. Thank you very much, Collette. Thank you for all the nuggets you have given today. I hope everyone that you heard what she said, take it to heart, apply it somehow, some way. If you have any other questions, follow her as she gave you your website, social media, or send her a question on her Dear Abby space.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But Collette, before I let you go, I ask everyone this question. It's a would you rather question, right? Mm-hmm. So would you rather pick 2 doors? Would you rather pick 3 doors or a fork in the road? Which option would you choose?
Do I get to go in all the doors, or do I have to pick just one?
You're going to pick one door, or you're going to pick left or right in the fork.
I'm probably going to go with the 3 doors.
And why would you pick the 3 doors?
Because so I am a nerd, like super nerd, right?
Okay.
So brain science says if you give adults more than 3 options, they won't make a choice. But if you give them 3, they will likely make the choice that is most beneficial. So it's not the highest level or the lowest level choice, but they will make the one that's most beneficial. So that's why I would pick 3 doors.
Okay. All right, cool. That was very interesting. You know, it's funny to hear everyone's explanation as to why they would choose which way they would go.
Yeah.
But most people would pick the fork in the road. It's either going to be the right way or the wrong way.
I like options, man. I like options.
Okay, cool. Collette, thank you very much for coming on today. And we appreciate you, and we wish you much success in the future.
Thank you, Maurice.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, and catch us next week for some more content. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Find us on social media at Chisholm Group LLC and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work, or will it?
Recording stopped.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.